Primordial Radio.
I'm joined right now by the one and only Millie Manders of Millie Manders and the Shut Up, who has no idea exactly why we're talking right now. So we're doing the Upvote Top 100 countdown of 2023. You're no stranger to this, having won or come number one on the very first one of these that we did back in 2020. Can we even remember that far back?
Yeah, that was your story, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
That was really exciting. That was a super exciting time. And we'd never had real radio play at that point. We'd never released an album. So for us, and it still is one of those incredibly proud moments to have released a song that an entire cohort of people that listen to a particular radio station enjoyed our song enough to upvote it as the best, and past people like Slipknot and things, as I recall. And it was just absolutely bonkers.
So I was going to ask you this in a bit, but you just mentioned it there. So you'd never released an album. You were kind of finding your feet as a band.
Yeah.
And, you've been, I remember you coming into a previous place that I worked many, many moons ago. So you've obviously been doing music for a long time. But now with the Shut Up.
Yes.
You were on Slam Dunk last year. Slam Dunk are now your promoters for Leeds, which is fantastic. I've got a lot of time for the Slam Dunk folks. I've known them since they were Future Sound, and I won some Battle of the Bands and played Leeds Festival thanks to those guys.
Amazing.
That was coming up on 20 years ago now. Oof.
That's incredible, though. The Slam Dunk people, everybody that I've met from that team have just been incredibly lovely. And on email at the moment, talking about the Slam Dunk tour, they've all just been really lovely and supportive. And if I've got a really stupid question because I'm like, I don't do these big tours, help, they're like, absolutely fine,
But with all this stuff kind of building up, and of course the upcoming tour that we'll talk about in a little while, do you get the impression that momentum's starting to just build up here and we've got something going?
I mean, you kind of hope, and you definitely, I'm sitting here going, okay, well, we've had some incredible stuff in 2023, right? We got to open the Slam Dunk main stage, and then they said that they wanted to promote us at every show that we do in Leeds, which is why we're playing the Key Club again in April. And then they invited us to do this tour. And there's been some other really cool stuff, like the Casbah in Rebellion was at capacity, while New Model Army were playing on a separate stage at the same time as us. And yeah, so there's been some incredible moments, and you hope that those are indicators of things moving along and perhaps making a career properly. I don't know, like not being on the breadline constantly as you're trying to be a musician. But the music industry is so fickle that I don't dare sit here and go, yes, this is definitely happening. I'm just going, I'm so grateful that I've had some incredible moments, that my band have had a great time, that we've got more tours coming up, and then we've got people still supporting us, right? Because tomorrow it could all fall to pieces, because that's what the music industry is.
Fair enough. It's probably for the best. I just looking in from the outside, you do get the impression that, oh, right, stuff's starting to move for Millie Manders and the Shut Up, going in the right direction. Like, I've got everything crossed, man. But hopefully we've been a small part of your success.
Oh, you guys have been a huge part of our success and our trajectory, from the moment you guys started supporting us, we started seeing Primordial people at every show, and that's continued since 2020. Every show we have ever had, we have had Primordial people come to our show, and not just one. It will always be 2 or 3 or a group of 5, or there'll be 2 different groups of people from Primordial. I have unending gratitude for the support that the Primordial people give us all of the time.
Well, I hope that we can help out a bit more today. So in 2020, the very first time we did this, Millie Manders and the Shut Up came in 18th, 4th, and 1st place in the chart, which was an incredible achievement.
Yeah.
2021, I don't think you had any new music, so there were no Millie Manders and the Shut Up tracks in there. Last year, 2022, There was just the one track in at number 57.
Well, that would have been Sweet Melody, wouldn't it? The cover.
It was, which for the longest time I didn't even realize was a cover. I just thought, oh, it's just a really catchy track. Oh no, shit, this is actually a cover version. And it was a fabulous one as well.
Thank you.
In between, of course, you've made a bunch of appearances at the Primordial General Mayhem, and before that, the AGM as well, which have always gone down an absolute storm. And so for this year, you know, it's the upvote of 2023. I just wanted to get on and just have a bit of a chat. And I can tell you, Millie Manders and the Shut Up came in 12th place on the chart with Shut Your Mouth, which that's a thing. But I wouldn't bother getting you on a Zoom chat just for to let you know you'd been on 12th place. Millie Manders and the Shut Up, the number one most upvoted track of 2023 on Primordial Radio. Of the 2 and a bit thousand new tracks that we played, the most upvoted track was Rebound.
No way. Oh my God. That's insane. I genuinely thought that we were just going to have a chat and that we were talking about Shut Your Mouth. I hadn't even factored in the idea of Rebound because it was like last February, so it's nearly a year since it came out. Wow.
You've done it again, mate.
And that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to anybody that's watching or listening to this. Your support is incredible. And I don't have words to thank you guys in the way that I would like to be able to express what I'm feeling right now.
It shows the amount of love that the PRfam have got for Millie Manders and the Shut Up. The second time in 4 years, we've only had 4 number ones, and you've been 2 of them.
It's absolutely blown my head. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that that's happened again. But it's just a testament to just how lovely the Primordial fam are and just how supportive they are. So
I think it's a testament to the quality of the music as well. It's got a vibe. It's got a sound that, for me personally, it's reminiscent of, well, some of the bands that you're heading out on tour with quite soon. You know, the kind of late 90s, early noughties kind of ska punk, when that was would that be the second generation of ska punk? Because of course you had the original ska bands, you know, your Madness, your Two Tones, all that kind of stuff. And then we had your Less Than Jakes.
Yeah.
And your Real Big Fishes. And second time round.
I mean, I think they even call themselves third wave half the time. So it's really hard to distinguish there. There's some real grey areas of what wave is which. But we're definitely fourth or fifth wave of ska punk. I would say probably fourth wave. Because we're talking now, like with Interrupters and people like that getting into the charts and stuff like that, you know. I'm not saying that we're going to get into the charts. That would be bloody lovely. But yeah, I think that we're considered fourth wave.
She says, it's all just a name. It's all just a way of trying to put things in a box. But mate, absolute congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely made up that it's you and the band.
Yeah, my cheeks are hurting. I'm smiling so much, and I haven't done that in a few days.
I can tell, man. Personally, I'm hoping to get to see you in April at the Key Club in Leeds.
Yes, that would be so good.
I've played a few gigs there myself, and it's always a fun night at the Key Club. But let's talk about the tour that you're heading out on very, very shortly. In fact, at time of airing, Saturday, the 20th of January, 2024, you're going to be in Leeds.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. It will be the first show of our run with them. We couldn't do Manchester because of contractual agreements with promoters last year, which was absolutely fine. But that meant that we couldn't then be on the first date. So Leeds is our first date of the year. It's a sold out show with Zebrahead, Sponge and Teenage Bottle Rocket. And yet again, we're playing some of the biggest shows, biggest stages we've ever played. So it's bloody mental.
How do you feel being on tour with the likes of Zebrahead? I mean, like, just from a personal point of view, Playmate of the Year was a huge album for me. It was massive. And, we're a similar generation. So I'm assuming that Zebrahead were fairly big for you back in the day as well.
Yeah, sure. Totally up there. And I think it would have been their album in 2007. But it was like my soundtrack to my life at that point, and I couldn't put it down. It was on repeat. A lot of their tracks have been the sort of thing that they're silly, but they're also really relatable a lot of the time. And so, yeah, they if you were in a bad mood or whatever, they'd be straight onto my playlist, and I'd be bopping to work in a horrendous mood, but they'd be picking me up off my feet again, So I think it's going to be as seminal for me as touring with Less Than Jake, standing at the side of the stage and watching them play live the songs that meant so much to me in some of my darkest hours. Literally some of my darkest hours, they were there for me musically. So to watch them every night play live and to learn from them, because every time we play with a bigger band, we learn so much from their stagecraft and their production and how they hold themselves. And I met Ali properly at Slam Dunk last May, and he was the sweetest human being. He came up to me after my sound check to say, I love your voice and I'm going to watch your set. And then after that, he grabbed me backstage again and he was just like, I loved that. I really want to work with you. I really want you to tour with us. I'm going to make this happen next year. And I was like, yeah. Just thinking, yeah, you're just being nice, but you're amazing. Ooh, And he did. He absolutely did. He went out of his way to speak to people. And then obviously the Slam Dunk relationship helped. And yeah, so it's all just, it's a bit unbelievable, when something like that happens to you that's like so next level that you're like, this is incredible, but I'm not sure if it's actually real and if I'm going to wake up on Saturday and I'm still going to be at home with my cat. So yeah. I'm excited, I'm scared, I'm in a bit of disbelief, and I cannot wait to be out on the road with my band buddies and Zebrahead and everyone else. So yeah.
Well, mate, thank you very much for making a bit of time. Huge congratulations, both, of course, on the tour and on the #1 spot in the Primordial Upvote Top 100.
Just bonkers, just absolutely bonkers to me. Thank you so much. Thank you to every single person that upvoted that track. I'm so glad you like the track. I really hope you like the next ones that are coming out shortly. And I'm super excited to see you all and get more hugs this year when we're on the road. And I really hope I get to see you in April, Deez. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Well, that was just going to be my last quick question. When can we expect more new stuff from Millie Manders and the show?
We have the track being mixed at the moment. So as long as the timeline is right, because that's the problem, is you've set a deadline and then something inevitably goes wrong. We are hoping that 1 week before we go on tour in April, the next track lands, and that's going to be Angry Side. So fingers crossed that the timeline actually works and that track will come out on time in April, but we've got more planned this year too. So yeah, we've got lots of exciting music coming out this year. We're really, really excited about what we've been writing. I think you guys are going to really like Angry Side. It's a bit of an ode to my angsty teenage self with horns.
That's what we like to hear. You can't be sad, blue, or otherwise glum when there are trumpets.
Exactly.
Millie Manders, #1 on the Upvote Top 100. Thank you.
Madness. Thank you so much.
Primordial Radio.